fine, Mataji, by Krishna's mercy, we are all fine.
Very good. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन
Regular
तस्मै
chanting, we also Krishna's
तस्मै
mercy is
श्रीगुरुवे
there.
नमो ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगर ग्रामतारिणे। हरे कृष्ण। So we welcome you all in the session of Bhagavad Gita. We are reading now 7th chapter. We just started last week 7th chapter. As we discussed last week that we finished the first 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is almost one good section, 1/3 of the Bhagavad Gita. So we congratulate you all for completing 1/3 of the Bhagavad Gita. Now 2/3 is remaining. The first 6 chapters spoke about, Krishna spoke about the realization, self-realization, like who are you? Then Krishna taught how to do Nishkam Karma Yoga. What is the importance of controlling the senses, how to develop the knowledge, how with the knowledge you try to elevate yourself to the platform of yoga and practice the Ashtanga Yoga. And purpose of the Ashtanga Yoga was to control the mind and senses. And why do we control the mind and senses? Why do we do the Ashtanga Yoga? So that we can fix our mind to the Supreme. So we see that the theme of Bhagavad Gita is going in a way that by all our activities, whether we are doing the Karma Yoga, whether we are doing Pragya, are you there in the class? Yes. May I make you the co-host?
Yes, sure.
I have also joined.
Acha. Okay. So, yes, Lata is not there today, probably. So the theme goes like whether we are doing cultivating the knowledge, whether we are doing the activities, whether we are practicing the Dhyan Yoga, the purpose of all is to, yoga means uniting ourselves to the Supreme. And why it is important to unite ourselves with the Supreme? Because we are his part and parcel. because we are his part and parcel. So we can be happy only when we are connected to him. We are actually out of place. Before this, in the second chapter on all, when we were reading the knowledge of the soul and the body, and there we read that body is temporary, the soul is eternal, and eternal soul is binded in the temporary body. Now, because the nature of the soul is to be eternal all the time, we also want to be eternal all the time, because we don't want to change our body every now and then. We don't want to change our situation. This is our nature. We don't want any change. It's very difficult. It is said that anybody who accepts the change gracefully is a very successful person. But we are not ready for any change. It's very difficult, actually. Not ready in the sense, it's very hard for us to change. So similarly, soul does not belong to this material world, and soul has to live in this material world. So the adjustment is not happening very nicely. We are trying to do all the things which is giving the pleasure to the senses, through my body, but we are not doing any activity which is connecting to the Supreme or the soul. So why will be soul happy if I'm doing something material? Because it doesn't belong to this place. We cannot be happy and out of place for a very long time. We have to be with our own connection. Then only we feel happy. So this is how the soul is disconnected from the Lord for the time immemorial. And that is the reason we are having different type of suffering, different type of changes, different type of difficulties. So when Krishna started giving the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, he started teaching this. You connect yourself to that. The missing link is that you are disconnected with me. All the problem in your life is arising because you are disconnected to me. So once you connect yourself to me, all your problems will be solved. It is not that, and Krishna did, the beauty of this Bhagavad Gita is that Krishna did not give the process that for connecting to me, you have to give up everything else. Generally, that is what we feel. I will become old and I will do the reading of Bhagavad Gita or spiritual practice because right now I am so much engaged. So the beauty of Bhagavad Gita is that Krishna said, right now you start connecting with me. So whether you are doing karma, whether you are cultivating knowledge, whether you are trying to control your mind and senses, everywhere you start connecting to me. So there is no age. We'll discuss a little bit about Prahlad Maharaj. Yesterday was a Narsimha Chaturdashi, appearance of Lord Narsimha Dev. Very special incarnation of the Lord for a very special purpose. So little bit, if we have time, 10 minutes, we'll discuss that also. So Prahlad Maharaj in his teaching, he says that from the very beginning, we should get our connection to the Supreme Lord. It is not that, he said, Kauma Rama Achret. From the very beginning, this is the most important thing for us so that we unite with the Lord. So this is how Krishna is teaching. In the later chapter, in the 7th chapter, in the 9th chapter, Krishna will say, whatever you are doing, whatever you are eating, whatever you are doing, connect everything to me. So it's very simple. It's not very difficult. Spiritual life is not hard. It is just that we have not done it for a very long time. So that we feel it very like, it doesn't fit in my schedule. But otherwise, it's very easy. It is not at all difficult. Prabhupada says, it's so easy that sometimes you miss it. So this is how we are. We saw in the first chapter, first sloka, 2 sloka, I think we did last class. And Krishna says, I am going to give you very confidential knowledge. Oh, Arjuna, just hear. And is that Arjuna not hearing all this time? Arjuna was hearing, but Krishna really want to make him sure that you hear it more carefully what I'm going to tell you now. Because this part is called the confidential knowledge. Confidential knowledge I'm going to give. And confidential knowledge has been given to the people, those who are very, very intimate. It is not shared with everyone. And this chapter, may Krishna says confidential, more confidential, and the most confidential. 9th chapter, he says, I'm giving you the most confidential knowledge. No one has known yet before you. I'm giving you such a secrets about myself and you. So this is a chapter where Krishna is trying to give a very, very important knowledge. That is why this is he's telling Arjuna, just hear attentively, be very focused. What I'm going to say, tell you, it's very important for you. So how to attain this knowledge? We saw last time, there are two processes, ascending and descending. Ascending means we make an effort and try to get to some conclusion. Descending means already people have done something, we develop the faith, we follow the process, authentic process. And then when we develop the faith and follow the process, then in following the process, we get some realization. And that makes our faith a little more stronger. And then we practice a little bit more, and that we develop a little bit more faith. And with little bit more faith, then we practice more. And that is how we start experiencing. So what is that ascending process? Is a very expensive process. We waste a lot of time in doing myself. I'm not at all aware of anything, and I'm just trying to break my head to every single thing to attain. Whereas descending process is easier. What I need to do in descending process, I have to only see that this knowledge is coming from the right source. What do? We are in the practical life also. You're not doing research in every field. We go to Google uncle and ask Google uncle. And then we'll try to see which website is more authentic. We don't take news from all the website. We do not take information from everyone. No, this is very bogus. You will try once or twice and know. So what is there? We have to exactly find the bona fide process. And then blindly we accept, okay, now I have, over a period of time, I have realized that this website gives me everything what it gives, the knowledge is correct. So we just open that only and try to get the knowledge from there. So we have to, then we have, by finding out the right source and then developing some faith in that initially. Then 2-3 times it is going to be correct, and then we develop the more faith. This is the material way also. This is how we develop the knowledge. So this is a descending process. Spiritual life also is practiced more easily with the descending process, where the great acharyas have given the commentary. The knowledge has been taken from the scripture. We have to see that who is teaching us this scripture authentically, not making and adding and subtracting and putting their own views. As it is coming, and then we have to accept and then get some realization, and then slowly develop the faith. So,
Krishna, Mataji, sorry to interrupt. Are you changing slides?
Yep, it's not
No,
changing.
it is on the first slide only.
I have to learn this from someone. Pragya, tomorrow you teach me why my slide doesn't change. I keep changing, and then it always, then I'll redo it, and then it will happen now. Now it is changing for you all?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay,
Yes.
so I was showing you how to attain this knowledge, and there are two processes, ascending and descending. So what does the science do? Science try to rediscover the thing which has already been existing. So ascending, descending we did. Last class, I think we did not do this. We do only first 2 shloka. Am I right? I don't know.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
You stopped till here.
Yeah. The rarity of the realized knowledge. So Krishna says in the first shloka, now I'm going to tell you the knowledge. After knowing that, nothing will be remaining for you to know. So I'll give you the knowledge of matter. I'll give you the knowledge of spirit and the source of both matter and spirit. Krishna says, I will complete, because in the complete universe, there are only 2 things, matter and the spirit. So we are all matter, and there is a spirit in us, which is in the form of soul. And that soul is controlled by the super soul, who is the supreme authority, supreme this thing. So our energy, our intelligence, it's all coming from the super soul, which is and we are the part and parcel of that super soul. So there is a super soul is one who is governing everything. He is governing me, you, the entire cosmic creation. So these are the 3 things we should know: matter, spirit, and the super spirit, super soul. These are the only thing. Either me are there, or this material world is there, or the one who is controlling this material world is there. So now Krishna says, how rare this knowledge. As I said, he said, I'm going to give you very important knowledge. After knowing this knowledge, nothing will be remaining for you to know. Then Krishna says, it's a very rare knowledge, what I'm going to tell you. It's not very easy to understand this knowledge. And this is one of the very, very important shloka, actually to be memorized also. And we should understand. That gives me so much comfort that a very special person will have this knowledge only. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhe yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. Out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one know me in truth. So this shloka will understand a little bit in detail. Krishna says, out of many thousand among men, men means including women also. Not men means only men. Out of many. So what are this many thousands of men doing? So they are all engaged in the karmic, this thing, karma kanda, rituals. So entire human being, most of them, they are only in the name of religion. They are only doing the rituals. So Krishna says, out of those, everybody is performing some ritual, because we are all doing some kind or the other. Some is a demigod worshipper, some is some other worship in the passion, worship in the ignorance, worship in the goodness, different things we are doing. So in those thousands and thousands of men, one may want for perfection. So the rituals are only for the body. That is why the ritual must say spirit is missing. The ritual, what we do is generally to maintain my body. Most of the time. I want to do this for my family. I want to do this for my children. I want to do this for my husband. I want to do this thing for, like, generally all these things. It is my family tradition. This brings happiness in my life. This brings prosperity in my life. So most of the time, our worship to the Lord is only for some requirement. As a ritual. Ritual has different for different people, different rituals are there. So we have thousands of millions of people even in India only. You see, the ritual in each village is different than the other village. I belong to Delhi, I have this ritual. I belong to Pathankot, in my house this happens, and I belong to Kashmir and I have this kind of ritual. More or less similar, but still different. So because it is very localized according to where we are born, according to what kind of need we have, what is my requirement, and that is how we are made a custom and tradition to worship the Lord. So most of the people in the world are following that. Krishna says, out of all those people, one person will say, no, I am fed up with all these things. I want to find myself. I want to now search for my own soul. I want to find myself. People are in search. So many people come from the West to India. They said, I'm searching for myself. I don't know. They have some calling is there. So some people get this. So after thousands and thousands of people, one may try for it. Like you all have tried. I want to know Bhagavad Gita. I want to see who am I. I want to learn what is my, what is this life? What is after this life? Where will I go? What will happen to me? Why I have come into this material world? What is the purpose of my life? Because everybody is doing, sometimes people think that we have all doing the same thing again and again. Get up in the morning, do certain things for certain things, and then sleep a very, very like monotonous say, or very a particular kind of regime we are living in our life. So we want to know, what is this? I am bored. I don't want to do this again and again. What is this? What is the purpose of my life? Is this the only thing? Then people have start thinking, oh, or if there is something more. So they try to look for the knowledge. What is there? People try different type of knowledge. So Krishna says, one may endeavor those perfection. And those who have achieved that perfection, hardly one know me in truth. So out of many thousands and thousands, they are trying. Some will get perfection. And even though those who have attained perfection, there hardly even know me in truth. So perfection ke liye there is the process of Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and then a different type of Hatha Yoga and all. People try different, all these things are to realize the self. So they may have realized the self, but they still do not know me completely. So rare to know about the Supreme Lord. So we are all very rare species. That is the reason devotees should be preserved, taken care. They are very rare species. Those who are trying to understand the Supreme Lord, trying to understand their relationship with Supreme Lord. Out of thousands, you see actually practically in your life also, since you are practicing. Anybody has there is who talks about all this? I always quote in like you when we start practicing this knowledge, learning about this, you will start realizing no one around me talks like this. Nobody has this knowledge, neither they like or they are encouraged or they want to share something. Completely ignorance. Completely. So when 10 people are not doing and you are the only one doing, then what it becomes? You become out of place. You become a rare species. You become a very like a topic of fun. Oh, you are so different. You are not the same. You have become different because nobody is doing. So it's a very rarity of this knowledge. Krishna himself says ki Manushya Nam Sahasreshu. Very, very rare. Those who practice, those who desire that I want to read Bhagavad Gita. So many people desire to read Bhagavad Gita. Even very people will continue to find the detailed meaning and understand it. And those who understand only, there will be very, very rare those who completely know to Krishna. So this is how Krishna talks about this knowledge is very rare. So when somebody tell you that like we have to hear, all of us have gone through that phase of our life. Still people come and talk. Even though by Krishna's mercy, I've been doing this for now last 22 years. Still I get people saying, oh, why do you do this all? Why you have so follow this. Like still. So those who are the beginner, definitely we all have gone through all this process. So don't get bewildered. You are very rare, very special, whom Krishna is showing his mercy and you are trying to learn about. You are very, very special soul. So don't get bogged down. So how to know Krishna? So there are two ways of knowing, as I said, ascending and descending. And now in descending also, there is like, how do we try to understand Krishna? So this is a very shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam where it says, Atah Shri Krishna Nama Dina Bhaved Grahayam Indriya Sevon Mukhe Jihvadav Swayam Eva Spurti Yadaha. So here Krishna says, no one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses. So here we have to understand that even though when you read Bhagavad Gita, you will not understand Krishna. Real. Understand in the sense you may know, but you will not feel, you will not have relationship, you will not have that, you will not feel that connection. We all know God is there. We have to feel connected to him. Our protection comes only when we feel connected to him. So knowing is one thing, being connected to him is another thing. I have to be connected with him. So if we try to understand Krishna only by our blunt material senses, we use our senses to see Krishna, we use our senses to hear Krishna. Just by that, if we try to hear, it is very difficult to understand. I always tell that you should see Krishna by your ears, not by your eyes. And ears also, just not hearing enough. We have to do some service. Krishna reveals. We cannot understand Krishna by our own self. In the 10th chapter, we will read this, that Krishna says, Yesham satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupi antite. He says, one who worship me unconditionally, constantly, I give them the intelligence to understand me. So unless and until we get the intelligence from Krishna, we cannot understand Krishna. that taking our own reading or by just trying to understand by our own thing, it is very hard. Because Krishna is unlimited. Our senses are limited. When we talk about Krishna's abode, and when the people are new, and they think, oh, what is this hypothetical thing they are talking? Ki Krishna, when breathes out, millions of universes comes from his body. Each and every pore of the body manifests with one universe. And how this is possible in the material world? You will think, oh, this is all hypothetical thing. It doesn't happen. Because I am trying to see what I am seeing around. I am trying to compare that with Krishna. How is Krishna God? Krishna is God because he's all powerful. He can do anything. So he breathes out the universes and he breathes in the universes. When he breathes out, when we breathe in and breathe out, how much time it takes? It doesn't even take 1 second. It's less than a second. You breathe in, breathe out. We don't even bother. I'm talking to you and how many breath has gone out and in, I don't even know. So you understand, every breath, millions of universes coming out, and every breath, millions of universes going into the body of Krishna. It's very hard to understand. But this is how it is. This is how the scripture talks about the Supreme Lord. Then when we talk about the Krishna's abode, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, we will see in the 7th chapter, Na tadbhasyate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam. There is no sunlight, there is no moonlight, there is no electricity. There's no fire, there's no light. So how the planet is illuminated? The effulgence comes from the body of the Lord, which is called the Brahma Jyoti. It is so dazzling that the entire planet gets light from it. One planet gets light from one person's body? Hypothetical. We have not seen it ever, so we will not understand. So how do we understand? When Krishna will give this revelation in our heart, when we hear from the right source, with the right teacher, then Krishna reveals, and we are very sincere also to know, then Krishna reveals all this realization in the heart. Krishna reveals. That's what his grace. But he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service unto him. So when we start serving Krishna, when we start loving Krishna, when we start doing some service to him, Krishna reveals this knowledge within the heart. So we cannot just by buying Bhagavad Gita, you read Bhagavad Gita and you think you will understand and realize Krishna. Not possible. Not possible. There was one person long back, I was in Oman, and there was one person, and he came and he said, I want to have Bhagavad Gita in English. And some devotee said, because in this part of the world we don't have to. Generally we keep books and chanting bag and chanting beads at home and give to the people. So he asked, so I said, ask him to come and join the classes. So that person said, no, it is in English, na? I know English, I will understand. I said, okay, I gave Bhagavad Gita. His friend had come and he took the Bhagavad Gita. And then he had Bhagavad Gita, but he was really keen. He was very sincere soul. But he thought, it's a book, na? I can read book and understand what is the big deal about it. He considered Bhagavad Gita as a book. So then he tried reading and few times and he could not understand. And then he said that I want to come and join the classes. And then he started coming and then he started sharing his realization. Mataji, I thought it's just Sanskrit or English, sorry. And I can understand English, but I could not understand anything. So even though Bhagavad Gita is available for all of us, but it is very hard. Actually, the Prabhupada purport is very simple to understand. One can understand also reading sincerely, but there are so many things we need some clarification. So when we read nicely, when we hear nicely from the right source, when we practice it, then Krishna reveals this knowledge in the heart. The realization of this knowledge will come only when we start serving Krishna. So now this is the knowledge of Lord Krishna's energy. So this material world is all about energies. Those who do not believe in the Supreme Lord's personality, but they still believe that there is some energy working all over. there is some energy which is controlling the universe. There is some energy which is controlling every living entity. I don't believe in God, but I believe in some energy is there, some power is there. So they believe power, they believe energy, but they do not know that whose energy is it? Where this energy coming from? They do not know the source. So that is the reason, just put it in ambiguity. I do not know, but yes, there is something. I do not now, new generation. I do not know whether God is there or not, but I really know that there is some power who is controlling everybody, who is running everything. So people have faith. So Prabhupada says sometimes nobody can be atheist. They have to have faith in the Lord. Nobody can be atheist because Krishna is so potent and powerful. You cannot miss him. So we will see about different energy of Krishna. So here Krishna talks about his. So there are two types of energy Krishna has: material energy and spiritual energy. So this is also a little bit, you have to be a little bit attentive to understand. So external energy, internal energy, and marginal. Actually, three energies are there. External energy, which creates this material world. What it is made up of, then internal energy, what is it, and then what is marginal. So external, internal, and marginal. Three energies Krishna has. So now here Krishna is talking about his external energy. So he says, Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhire vacha ahankaram iti me bhinna prakritir ashtadha. So he says, Bhumi apo, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these eight constitute my separated material energies. So this material world is made up of these eight things. Matter is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. We all know. And then in our being also, in our mind, intelligence, and ego. These are all external energy of the Lord. So 8, Bhinna Prakritir Ashtadha. They are separated from me. They are my energy only, but they are separated from me. Like sometime, if my son is there and he lives in a separate house in Dubai. So what I'll say, he's my son, but he is separated from me. Right? He's mine, but he's separated from me. We feel that they are mine. They're not living with me, so what? They are mine, but they are separated. So similarly, Krishna says, these 8 energy of mine are my separated energy. External separated energy, because they have gone out of me. So earth, water, fire, air, and ether, mind, intelligence, ego, 8 material energies. So the whole material world is made up of these 8 things. Not everything comes with it. Either my body is made up of earth, water, fire, and air, and ether, or everything which is made, matter which is there, it's made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And then as a living being, we have mind, intelligence, and ego also. Matter does not have mind, intelligence, and ego, but as a living being, we have a mind, intelligence, and ego. So these 8 are my separated material energy. Understood? Any doubt till here? Yeah. So for material creation, Lord Krishna's planetary expansion assumed 3 Vishnus. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy known as Mahatattva. So how the creation happens, it's very interesting. I don't know, we'll have time today to know about it or not, or sometime maybe next class. Yeah. Okay. So to create this material world, there is a 3 Vishnu. 3 Vishnu, you say, I know only about 1 Vishnu. Why you're talking about 3 Vishnu? What is the difference between these 3 Vishnu? Tomorrow, probably, if possible, I'll show you the chart. Where is Krishna and how different Vishnus are expansions of Krishna. So as a Krishna, he does not do anything. Krishna, what he does, Krishna is the original, Adi Purush. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahmaji said, Govindam Adi. Brahmaji tells in his prayer, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna is the original, but when Krishna has to do the creation, so Krishna does not do creation. So Krishna will expand himself in the Vishnu. And through Vishnu, he will do the creation. So different type of Vishnus are there for different creations. So here he says, for material creation, Lord Krishna's planetary expansion assumed 3 Vishnus. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy known as Mahatattva. The second, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, enter. So when, as I'll show you here first, then you will understand. So he is the Krishna. He only plays the flute, no work for him. What does Krishna do? He takes care of the devotees. When the devotees are talking to him, he's there. When the devotee wants him to do something, he will go and steal the butter, and he will go and play with the cowherd boy, and he will go and tease Mother Yashoda. This is what Krishna will do. He doesn't do any creation, maintenance, or annihilation. So when there has to, but creation also has to be done. So Krishna expands himself into this Mahavishnu. Before Krishna to Mahavishnu also there are few expansion which I am not telling you right now because you will get confused. So I'm just going through here to here. So Krishna, this is what is Mahavishnu, is lying on the ocean called causal ocean. Karnavajal, Karan ocean. Karan matlab, this is the source, this is the reason for creation. So this, he is lying here, he's in Yoga Nidra, half sleep, and he's, and then when he's breathing, all these bubbles you are saying is the different universes coming out of the body of the Mahavishnu. Can you count those bubbles? Can you count the pore of our body? We cannot. They are unlimited. The hair and the pore of the body has been always very difficult to count. So similarly, it is very difficult to count. So every time he breathes out, universes come in. So all these universes are hanging into the air. Different multiple universes are hanging into there. We are only talking about one universe where we are living. Like this, there are hundreds and thousands of universes. Can you imagine that? Again, hypothetical, na? How is it possible? One universe, they don't collide with each other? No. Do the star collide? Do the Jupiter collide with the Mars, or the Mars collide with the Saturn? They are all rotating in their orbit. Similarly, all these universes are also existing in their own orbits. And there are hundreds and thousands of universes. There are. So now universe is all hollow. When he creates the universe, it's all hollow. Now, in the universe, within the universe, there has to be creation. Each universe has to be habitated also. Na? What is the use of empty universe? There's a ball, it is just like a ball hanging in the air. What is the use? So Krishna enters into that universe as a Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So this is Mahavishnu, Karnodakshay Vishnu. Then Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Garbhodakshay Vishnu means he goes in the Garbha. Garbha matlab enters into that planet and makes it stable. So when Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters, what does it do? He will perspire, and with his own perspiration, that universe will be filled with the water 3/4. And now in that water, he will be lying on the Ananta Shesha. This is called Garbhodak ocean. When we see the creation, sometime we'll see this Garbhodak ocean. So here he is lying on the water only. Here he is lying on the Ananta Shesha. And Lakshmi Devi is pressing the feet of the Lord. From this, now from this Garbhodakshay Vishnu, a lotus springs out from the navel of the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and from the lotus, Brahmaji appears on that lotus. So each universe may he lies down, and each universe may one Brahmaji gets created. Now Brahmaji will do the creation of that particular universe. That is why Brahma is called creator. Now Brahmaji will be created. How Brahmaji will create it? So when Brahma was created, it was all dark everywhere. There was nothing, because Brahma was the first living entity. Before that, only the Lord was there. So when Brahmaji was created, it was all dark here. Brahmaji did not know what to do, what I have to do, why I have been created. So, but Brahmaji was very intelligent, very, very intelligent, first living being. So Brahmaji thought, and he then he could hear the word tapa, tapa, tapa 3 times. So Brahmaji could understand that I have to go and do some penances. So he sat there and he started doing penances. After doing penances for some years, Lord presented me before him and he said, Brahma, I am pleased with your penance and I want to give you the knowledge for this creation. So Brahmaji, that is the time this Garbhodaksha Vishnu reveals the knowledge in the heart of Brahma. Bhagavatam, the first verse is that Tena Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye. He reveals the knowledge. Knowledge transferred happened first time when the Lord did knowledge transfer from his heart to heart of Brahma. So Brahmaji got all the knowledge. Ab only knowledge is there. We need the earth, water, fire, air, ether also to create, because the material world is created by that. So now Krishna will generate that earth, water, fire, air, ether and give it also to Brahmaji. That is called Mahat Tattva. In the previous verse you saw, previous slide, Krishna creates that Mahat Tattva and give it to Brahmaji. The Mahat Tattva is material energy, which is given to Brahmaji. Now Brahmaji has got two things. Brahmaji has got material energy. Brahmaji has got intelligence also. But what is missing here? Without that, Brahmaji cannot create. The souls. Now every soul has to enter, otherwise it's a dead matter, right? Material energy is a dead energy, earth, water, fire, air, ether. If there is no mind, intelligence, ego, then it's dead matter. So for the creation, mind, intelligence, ego is carried through the soul. And all these souls are lying in the body of Mahavishnu. This soul also through the eyes. Now, through the eyes, this Mahavishnu glances all the souls to that matter. And matter become agitated, active. Till now it was dead matter. It became active. Now with that active matter, now all the soul has been transferred. Material energy is there. Now what is Brahmaji's work is only to give them shape. How Brahmaji will give the shape? Because Brahmaji have the data for everyone. According to my karma, according to my desire, I have to become a human being. According to my karma and according to my desire, I have to become an insect. According to my karma, according to my desire, I have to take birth in the water. According to my karma, I have to get a birth of this fish or the lion, or according. So now you tell me, who is creator, Brahmaji or Lord? Who is the creator?
Brahmaji.
What Brahmaji is creator? Brahmaji is secondary creator. It is Lord who gave intelligence. It is Lord who gave the matter. It's Lord who gave the living entity. Brahmaji just combined with each other and just produced. Right? Like,
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so Lord is the primary creator. Brahmaji is the secondary creator. This also we will read in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will tell you with a more easy example. Like if I want to, somebody wants to make a house. So it is my house. So I have brought the stones and whatever is material, all the material I got it done. I got all the material from the purchase from the market. I have made the plan. I want the house like this. This is my architect. This is how. The labor comes and mixes all these things and build it. Can labor claim this is my house? It is my house. Because I created, I gave the money, I procure all the elements, I made the architect for this, this is how it has to be there. He just did his work. Combining it together and putting it all in the place. So this is Brahmaji's role. Brahmaji will accept this. Brahmaji will say, I am secondary creator, I am not a primary creator. But we as a fool, we understand that Brahmaji is a primary creator. So now Brahmaji will create living entity. Then living entity, when it is created, soul has to enter into the body. The first super soul enters. Every living entity has a super soul. Paramatma. And then with the Paramatma, Jivatma enters. So the Paramatma which enters into the every living entity is called Shirodakshai Vishnu, super soul in the heart. Can you all remember these three names? Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Now you understood the difference between these three? How the one Vishnu is not there. There are many Vishnus also. For different roles, different Vishnus are there. Expansion. They're all one, but they're all different. They're all one, but for doing particular thing, they expand themselves to do variety of things. Is this clear? Hari bol.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
माताजी जस्ट एक क्वेश्चन है जो मटेरियल एनर्जी ब्रह्मा जी को महाविष्णु देते हैं गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु?
महाविष्णु.
ओके, थैंक यू माताजी.
तो ये सब हो गया पूरा क्रिएशन ऐसा. तो this is how it has been created. So now let's go back here. For material creation, Lord Krishna's planetary expansion assumed three Vishnu. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy known as Mahatattva. Second, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu enters into all universes to create diversity in each of them. You understood? Garbhodakshaya enters. And the third, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, is diffused as the all-pervading super soul in all universes and is known as Paramatma. He is present even within the atoms. Anyone who knows these three Vishnu can be liberated from material enchantment. So even the dead matter has Paramatma in them. Since the soul is not there, it is called dead. But Paramatma is there in the dead matter also. That is the reason we respect. In our Vedic culture, we respect of everything. We respect even the stone. We respect even the plant. We respect everything. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. So you saw. So now I'll tell you a little bit more. I think we'll end it here only today. So now this creation has happened. Sorry. Creation part is really interesting actually. So this creation has happened. Now this Mahavishnu through the Durga is material energy. So this material energy is earth, water, fire, air, ether, all is controlled by Durga ji. Durga ji is the controller of the material energy. External energy of the Supreme Lord. Called. So there are three energy, external, internal, and marginal. Durga ji is external energy of the Lord. So she controls people like us. So through Durga ji, he controls the material world. So these are the planetary system which Brahma ji has. When Brahma ji was created, then there was a stem connected through the navel of the Vishnu, and it was here there was a lotus where the Brahma ji was born, and this system has 14 planetary system. So we are here in the Bhuloka is in middle. Above us is 6 and below there is 5. Yes. Below there are 14 planets. Above is 6, below is 7, below is 6. Yes. The Bhuva, Swara, Mahar, Jana, Tapa, Satya. This is above planetary system. Niche, Atal. There is one missing actually. Atal, Vital, Sutal, Mahatal, Talatal, Rasatal, Patal. So there were 7 below, 6 above. We are in the middle, Bhuloka. तो जो स्वर्ग लोक की बात करते हैं वो यहाँ है. And ऊपर that Maharjana Tapa Satya. These are 7 layers. And below also there are 7 layers. So all these layers are inhabited with the people. The living entity is there in all planet. Our Bhuloka has our own moon, our own this, our own sun. All this thing is there for our Bhuloka. All those things we are not going into. So we'll stop it here. Is there any question till here? And then we'll see further.
Mataji, can you show the previous slide, Mataji? Yeah, in Gayatri Mantra, Om Jana, Om Tapaha, Om Suha. See, that Loka means one layers, or it is one?
Yeah, one layer. This is all one layer. One above other. So we are living in Bhuloka. Above this is Bhualoka, then Swarloka, Mahar, Jana, Tapa, Satya. Swarloka ke idhar hi Pitraloka hota hai. Then here there the great sages living. Jana, all the Gyanis goes and lives here. Tapaloka mein people, those who do lot of austerity, they stay. Satyaloka is where the Brahmaji stays. So different, it's a hierarchy. According to, like you do the good deeds, so you go to Sargaloka, you become very intelligent and you are cultivating the knowledge of spirit, then you go to Maharjana Tapaloka, like that. Different. Till the time we do not get out of this 14 planet, we are still somewhere here in 14 planet. Up and down, we just run. Sometimes we are up, sometimes generally upar ke planet se niche there are less chances of coming, but yes, Swarg se we come down. We go to Swarg. Our destination is mostly the Swargloka, then coming out to Bhuloka. Too many things today, so I just do not want to rush because you will get confused. So today we spoke about the external energy of Krishna only. The internal energy we will speak tomorrow because I don't want to mix it. So I just want to revise again here. Krishna says that there are Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, Ityam, Vidhi. Ityam mein binna. There are 8 my separated energy, which is material energies. And then he talks about material energy, say how the creation happens. The whole cosmic creation is external energy of the Lord, run by the Durga, which is external energy of the Lord. So then we saw how Krishna is doing this creation. So when Krishna wants to do the creation, he is expand himself to the form of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is there who's breathing out the universes. In each universe, Garbhodaksha Vishnu enters and he creates Brahmaji, and Brahmaji creates the living entity. And then the living entity is created. Then each living entity, the Lord enters in the form of Kshirodaksha Vishnu. And all the incarnation of the Lord comes from this Kshirodaksha Vishnu in this universe. So this is how they are creating. So, and this how not I also told that when the Brahmaji is getting created, and then Brahmaji had to create, the Brahmaji was given the intelligence first, then he was given the ingredient, and then he was also all the souls, those who are living in the body of Mahavishnu abdomen, they are also transferred to that matter, and combined, then matter gets agitated. So with that matter, with the soul, according to my desire, according to my karma, he gives the form of the living entity. As a tree, as a plant, as an animal, as a human, whatever, as a demigod. So different creation happens from Brahmaji. That is why Brahmaji is called secondary creator. And then we saw how this 14 planetary system is been there. So here, there one is missing here: Atal, Vital, Sutal, Mahatal, Tadatal, Rasatal, Patal, and Upar, Bhur, Bhu, Aswar, Maharjana, Tapa, Satyaloka. So there are 14 planets in each universe. And like this, there are millions of universes. All are floating in their own orbits. Okay? Anything you all want to ask, share, convey? Is it all clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Some of you have been hearing it many times. Some of you have maybe probably hearing it first time. So those who
yes,
heard
Mataji.
first time, can they share? Did they understood? Because some of you are repeating. So you would have heard this explanation maybe few times before also. So those who heard first time, is that clear to them? Any one of you can share?
Hare Krishna Mataji, one question. Kshirodakashayi Vishnu only lying upon another Shesha, and Karnodakashayi lying on water. Isn't it, Mataji?
Kshirodaksha Vishnu is not. Kshirodaksha Vishnu actually lies in the Kshir Shagari.
Sorry, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu.
Garbhodakashayi Vishnu.
Garbhodakashayi Vishnu lying upon Andashesha, and Karnodakashayi lying upon water. Isn't it, Mataji?
Yeah.
And Kshirodakashayi resides in our
Kshirodakashayi
heart.
is in Kshir Sagar, yes.
As Paramatma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
So I just wanted to know anyone who is hearing first time. Do they understand any of these things? Like, is it very hard? Once it's easy, na? Bhagavad Gita is so easy. We all can understand so nicely.
No,
Thank
Mataji,
you.
it's actually very hard, but we have heard it from Lata Mataji also. So it was I just understood a larger part today also. She has been explaining, but I joined the class very late. So I got a clear, today I have got a clear picture of this. Thanks, Mataji.
Haribol.
Haribol, Mataji.
Yeah. Means this is a part of our syllabus. On and off we discuss about these things, because these things will come many times, and every time, because this is a like very interesting how these things are happening. There are many things, so we keep repeating it so that we have like it will take some time to memorize everything, but yes, it will be repeated few times during the course. So even though if you had something issue, you will understand.
Today, actually, I understood the planetary system, Mataji, that you have all the 14 planets. So in Marathi, sometimes our mother used to say, Ki, don't behave in such a otherwise you will go to Rasta. I didn't understand what is Rasta. Today I came to know that such a planet is existing.
Yes.
Mother used to
So they
always tell
say
children, don't do such activities.
Yeah. So higher planetary systems are the people, those who do good things, they go to higher planetary system.
Yes,
all the asuras live in the lower planetary system.
Yeah. My mother used to always tell that.
Asuras live in the lower planetary system.
I didn't know what is
richness. There is a lot of richness in the lower. They are not hellish planet. Hellish planet is outside this 14 planetary. It's not hell. It's a lower planet where asuras live.
Okay.
Yeah. So outside the 14 planetary system, there is a hellish planet, which is very different. So before go to hell or after coming from hell, we take birth in one of these planets. So according to my nature, I will get birth in the higher planetary system, or this planet Bhuloka, or we go to down in the lower planetary system.
Yeah, today I got a clear picture where that planet is. I didn't when I was small, I couldn't understand that things. My mother used to say, don't do these activities or don't do asura type activities, you will go to that planet. But I could not understand that things. Today I understood that is a planet, and if you fall down from our morals, we will go down like that.
Correct.
Thank you, Mataji.
Haribol.
Haribol, Mataji.
Yeah. So people in before, they had this awareness a little bit. Nowadays, people have no awareness only about all this. Yes, because now the receiving, process of receiving the knowledge has been different. Now we seeing is belief. People say, what I believe in what I see.
Yeah.
So you don't see the planet, so you don't believe it is not there. But that's what we learn, we cannot see Krishna, we cannot see all this with our blunt senses. Senses are very, very limited. The earth where we are living, the Bhuloka, what we are talking, and the earth where we are living is just a dot over the Bhuloka. Bhuloka itself is so big and huge that earth is just a dot over there. When you read the Vedic cosmology, we see that one loka is very, very huge. And our earth is just the dot over there.
This Vedic cosmology, it is in like which canto, Mataji?
5th canto.
Okay, fine.
So all those things are there, but we should try to understand by our blunt material senses, we cannot understand.
Yeah, yes.
The process to understand is Sevan Mukhehi Jihvadu. You start serving to Krishna by tongue, Jihva. So tongue by chanting the holy name, by eating Krishna Prasad, following everything, then Krishna will reveal this knowledge to us.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So see you all tomorrow again. And we'll continue. We are going a little bit slow only in this chapter because I want you to all understand also.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Very true. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Is this 6 o'clock time is good or we should do in 6:30 only? Like 7:30 or 8? Today I see there's less people could join. Maybe tomorrow we'll have the same time, 6:30. Please see the message in the groups. Okay, Hare Krishna.